Hi, I'm Jason Gore for BestBuy.ca, and we're here to look at the Los Angeles pair of headphones from Urbanista. As you can see, there's a little bit of a spoiler at the top, but you can see that these headphones have a really unique feature, which I'm really pleased for. I'm super excited to see when you have a sector sort of take on something new, and I was really pleased to be able to actually look at these headphones. So the box is, quite lovely, robust. Urbanista is a pretty interesting company. They seem to do some very attractive looking products. I'm very much into the industrial design shtick, but it's really the it's this added feature which I think really sets them apart, insofar that they're good sounding headphones with a really fascinating element. So inside the box you have this nice sort of travel case. Again, other charging elements and all this stuff inside here. But inside this sort of rubbery, plasticky, nice travel case, really nice, solid, big, heavy. You put this in a knapsack or a travel bag, it's not going anywhere. It's fantastic. Inside here, as you pull them out, you have decent circumaural, very comfortable, very nicely constructed headphones with a USB-C charger on one side, and the other side the play, pause, and forward and back buttons. You also have on the same side as the charger a customizable button, either for turning off noise cancellation or talk through, or activating it. The way that the headphones work, there's a nice sort of printed thing on the inside, RNL. You put them on, and you can see they're comfortable. They're a bit heavy, and there's quite a bit of tension on the band. So getting it as comfortable for long-term listening requires a little bit. I found just lifting it a little bit off my head, which sort of does a balance, gives me a little bit more space. I got a big head, what can we say? But what's really fascinating about this is actually here. It doesn't look like much, but this band is actually a solar charging, a light charging material. It's pretty space age, but what it means is basically if you leave these out even in regular lighting, you're almost never going to have to charge these headphones. It's pretty phenomenal. Now it's much faster obviously to charge using the USB-C method, so that would be a way of topping up. But imagine you're on a flight or some sort of travel or something like that, or just walking around. As long as there's light hitting this thing, you don't have to worry about running out of energy. And I love that. Your device, the thing that you're playing back from, is going to run out of power, I believe, way before these headphones will. It's a really phenomenal thing that they have at play here. The way that it works, always charging, virtually infinite playtime as they advertise. And again, it's got the ambient sound mode that I talked about by hitting that button, and the hybrid active noise canceling, which is just sort of their fancy way of saying that you can kind of do an in-between, hearing some elements coming in from outside, but basically I think the hybrid that they're referring to as conjecture is that they themselves actually have some sound insulation just in the headphones themselves. Some of my favorite actually noise canceling headphones aren't noise canceling at all. They just block out the noise. They're sort of like those construction earmuffs, as it were. And so these, just putting them on without it powered on or anything like that, actually does a really nice job of isolating, and I really appreciate that. Yes, virtually always charging, 80-hour battery reserve, which is ridiculous. On-ear detection, which is nice, and Bluetooth 5.0. So again, as soon as it's you put it on, it knows and is ready to activate. Now, the sound on these, this is meant not only as sort of a fun thing to play with the charging, but the sound is meant to be sort of pretty top notch. This is considered something approaching audiophile in quality, and the sound of it is very good. Now, they're certainly tuned. They are very bass heavy. So any of you that listen to a lot of hip hop or a lot of stuff that actually has a real driving sort of sound with a lot of real low end bass, you're going to be if that's the sound you're looking for, you're going to be very happy with these. It's pretty thumpy. Again, they're heavy and the drivers are heavy, and so you're getting a lot. So you get a lot in the high end and you get a lot in the low end. The mid's a little bit anemic, but that's sort of part of the trade-off. It's certainly equalized in a very sort of smiley way, really pumping the highs and really pumping the lows. Much more bass than almost any pair of headphones that I have, emphasizing those particular frequencies to actually drive it home. Now, the way that it works, it took a little bit of effort to get it work on my Android system with their built-in app. The app's always used for firmware updates and stuff like that. Fantastic tech support, got it sorted right away. With some updates actually on the software side, it goes up and running. The software basically allows you, again, to do firmware updates, but also to change the functionality of the button itself. On Android, it's one of those quick pairing modes, which is very nice. Getting it up and running Bluetooth, really painless. It just simply worked. What you can't do is change the equalization. So if I wanted to temper that bass a little bit, I simply cannot. I could potentially do some third-party apps and tweak with it that way, but I can't get away with that. And if there's one major thing that sort of I wish it has, that I say all the time when it comes with headphones like that, is that there's no mini jack input. I think these drivers are great, and I would actually love to hear them with my my own portable music player, or even if, again, when you're on a plane or something like that, where it's you need the 3.5 millimeter input. Unfortunately, these are Bluetooth only. Yeah, I understand the motivation, but it's frustrating to me, because when you have decent sounding headphones like this, they almost always sound even better when you plug them in with something that has even more robust digital analog conversion than you get through this Bluetooth solution. So to have it simply for future proofing, these really would be, if I was able to plug in using a cable for when I want to, do more critical listening, these would be absolutely one of the tops of the headphones that I would be looking at, because I believe the drivers are very well constructed. It just would be nice to be able to tweak the sound a little bit, but also simply have different amplification, different settings, different DAC that I believe would smooth out some of the harshness of the sound that you get here. But yeah, overall, I'm extremely pleased with them. I think they're solid, they're robust. As I said, they're a bit heavy, they're a bit clunky. That's all part of the charging mechanism. But once they're on, you really have that sort of feeling. There's no anxiousness that you're somehow going to run out of power on them, and I kind of love that so much. It in many ways is the best of both worlds. I just wish it was truly the best of all worlds and actually had a headphone jack put in. Other than that, I think these are absolutely a pair well worth giving a chance to. And even though it's a company that you might not be as familiar with, Urbanista, I believe that their technology is absolutely groundbreaking, and I think that they are for sure as competitive as anything in this market, in this price range for phones of this ilk. I think you should give them a shot. For BestBuy.ca, I'm Jason Gorber. Thanks so much for watching. Plenty more videos on this channel. Please subscribe, please like, do all that stuff, and we will see you next video. All the best. Take care.